On this episode of the Infowars News Blitz, missing Afghan soldiers try to enter Canada. Illinois cop loses it as a driver attempts to exercise constitutional rights, and Obama ignores Congress again to launch Syria Attack. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. Okay, folks, this is the first article of the day here, and basically, this is one that I think everybody should keep your eyes on. But anyway, there's an article from NBC News, which was linked from Infowars.com, which says, found missing Afghan soldiers caught trying to enter Canada. Basically, what happened was that these guys showed up from Afghanistan and was based at Cape Cod, and they broke out, and they've been missing for since last weekend, and they were finally found trying to enter Canada because they thought it was a lot better here than it is over there. And Staff Sergeant Joe Banks kept saying basically he had to stick a rocket launcher in one of these guys' faces because technically, he was basically telling quit doing this or that, quit trying to threaten my man, or I'm gonna put this rocket launcher in his face, or he's gonna kill him. But anyway, here's the clip of it here. Hope you enjoy it.
3 visiting Afghan soldiers in this country for a military training exchange mission had gone missing. They were last seen on a U.S. military base in Massachusetts. That is, until they were spotted trying to enter Canada. And while officials are quick to point out these men were never a threat, that didn't stop the questions today about how this kind of thing happens. We get our report tonight from NBC's Ron Mott at Camp Edwards on Cape Cod.
What was to be a routine shopping excursion to this mall on Cape Cod over the weekend turned into an international mystery after 3 senior Afghan National Army soldiers were discovered missing Saturday night at the base where they were undergoing training.
They and a number of their colleagues were in Hyannis on Saturday night at check-in time. The 3 didn't check in.
U.S. authorities said the men were located this afternoon trying to cross the border into Canada near Niagara Falls. American military officials told NBC News the 3 men, a major and 2 captains, were not considered security threats, having been vetted before arriving for a multinational training operation of 200 people from 6 countries.
What? Not a threat? I mean, Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs just said basically these guys are patient. I mean, when they snap, they snap. I mean, look what happened to one of these guys, one of their own people just shot a general. A 3-star general. What did that say right there? I mean, really? That guy says a lot about what these guys are. As Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs says, former Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs has said, these guys are patient, and they will basically turn on you when you least expect them to. Okay, folks, take another thing here, and it's an article from Steve Watson. The article is named Cop Loses it as driver attempts to exercise his rights at Unconstitutional Checkpoint. As the article, and underneath it says, whacked out officer rips car door open and yells like a drill sergeant. This was the one that was absolutely read on air and the film, and it was also talked about on the Alex Jones show as well. I'm gonna read it here. It says here that an irate officer in Illinois was caught on camera during an exchange Friday with a driver who attempted to exercise his constitutional rights at a random police checkpoint, making for a compelling yet disturbing viewing. Ryan Scott set his camera in his car to record as he was ushered into a checkpoint, believed that his rights were about to be trampled upon. The footage shows what happens when Scott asked the police whether he was being detained or not. Scott writes, I was stopped at an unconstitutional checkpoint in DeKalb, Illinois. There was an Illinois State Police conducting the unconstitutional searches. You won't believe how it went down. The action begins at 3:30. The action begins at 3:30. Well, basically, I'm going to start this thing around 3:52, so you all can hear it.
We're just conducting our job, making sure that everyone's on the road driving safely.
Okay.
Yes, you can't. You are not free to leave right
So far, everybody's being safe. So am I being detained then?
now. You're not free to leave.
Am I being detained? If I'm not free to leave, then you're suspecting me of committing a crime. Then am I being detained?
We're making sure that everybody's driving safely.
Oh, I understand. Thank you for
Now, I've explained
doing
myself.
the job. Absolutely.
Okay. And we do have the legal right to stop you right now.
Oh, I
So
believe this is unconstitutional,
I'm
but
speaking. Now, like I said, I've asked you for your driver's license and proof of
you actually
insurance.
didn't
Now,
ask
please
me
give it
for
to me.
my driver's license, but I'm actually not obligated to provide that if I'm not being detained.
Whoa! Obligated! Get out now! Get out now! Driving's a privilege, not a right. I'm telling you to get out right now.
Excuse me, I'm not.
We asked for your license and insurance. Yes, you are resisting at this point.
No, sir.
And give us your license and insurance, like he was asked.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah, you just heard what just happened right there, right, folks? You just heard it. You just heard him. You just heard it there, folks. Driving down Blitz is not right. And this is how fallen are going to fall. And fallen. I mean, really. That alert, just seeing it makes me wonder how far this country has fallen. I mean, really. Looks like Obama did it again. As the last article for the day here, this was red linked on Infowars.com, and I picked it up last night. The article is titled, Obama ignores Congress again to launch Syria attack with no legal bias. The president commits a preachable offense. Well, this is it. Time for Congress to step up. Time for Congress to step up again. The article was written by Paul Washington. The other article I read was written by his brother, Steve Washington. But anyway, President Barack Obama has once again flagrantly violated the U.S. Constitution by launching airstrikes on Syrian territory under the jurisdiction of an illegal framework with no congressional input whatsoever. In a move that threatens the inflamed the entire region, Washington launched a wave of Tomahawk cruise missiles against ISIS targets last night. Earlier reports indicate that 8 civilians, including 3 children, were killed during the aerial bombardment on the city of Rekakwe. And they said there were no civilians hurt. What a bunch of liars. Whether justified of the campaign against ISIS, Obama's decision to once again ignore Congress, just as he did before the ultimately disastrous attack on Libya, reinforced the proceedings of the White House launching military attacks with absolutely no legal foundation whatsoever. The article goes on to say that basically, President Obama claims he has just legally justified the attack on ISIS on the same 2001 authorization to use military force that preceded the war on terror. What? Seriously? You're using that stuff to make us look like a bunch of imbeciles now? I mean, basically, it's like what he said. He handed our military over to NATO, and basically they're probably telling him to attack Assad again. But I do agree, this is a capital offense. And where's Congress? Nowhere. Nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen on this issue. And I bet you some of them are just hopping mad now. Now, if they don't do something soon, I mean, the sky will be the limit, as Jones says. Well, that's all the articles I have for you today. A lot of people wrote about this article. Please go to the link below or go to Infowars.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like the ones I read for you today. This is the Infowars News Blitz. I'm Info Gundam, signing off. See ya.